All right, world, what's going on? We got a user request here. Somebody wanted to see how to change the bearings in a Tatula, so we're gonna get into that. Good reason why you want to change bearings. Myself in particular, not this reel, but my regular Daiwas. When I started getting deep into bass fishing and casting reels and whatnot, I bought a lot of Daiwas, and I had the original first gen gray, and some people know them as the big Tatula. This is one of them. It's got the big arc right here, big, bigger guy's hand. But the problem was I didn't know the difference between the Type R and the regular one. I was just buying them on eBay because they were on sale. It was something new to me. My car was paid off. I had a little money in my pocket. It was just something I was doing. And one day I said, man, these regular Daiwas aren't as good as the Type R's. And the Type R's got a different bearing in it. I'm not a bass geek like I used to. I'm not going to get into corrosion resistant, blah, blah, all that crap. No, we're not doing that today. But I saw articles about upgrading bearings, and I was like, well, shit, why don't I just upgrade the bearings? And I had all of my non-Type R reels on Facebook, Craigslist. It was before Facebook Market, or Facebook Market wasn't that hot. I was ready to get rid of them. I was going to trade them all up to Type R's, and I just said, you know what, let me give it a shot. So Boca bearings were retarded expensive. I wouldn't buy that for, $100 reel. So that's right when Scott from Spool Speed came out on Instagram. So got his stuff, made a world of difference. So if you aren't getting the desired result from your reel, upgrade the bearings. Before I became a Daiwa fanboy, I tried everything. Abu Garcia reels were kind of tight to me. I don't know why they just felt tight, like it was just tight. I don't know, but yeah. So Daiwa was what it was. All right, so let's get into the video. I'm missing some tools. I need tweezers. My 2-year-old moved them. So to swap your bearing, first thing you want to do, get a penny brake torque on the little nut over here. Take it off. Once you get this bad boy off. And good thing about Daiwa is you never have to take this off out in the field. It's not like some reels with a centrifugal brake system where you might need it to take it off. So as you get this bad boy off, hold the spool, pop it off. So now that it's off, you'll see that I got something a little bit different in here. I got a concept fishing CZB bearing in here. I got the bushing in here from my from my damn what's that thing called? Concept Z. So yeah, I was playing around with it one day, man, and I took that out and I put it in here, man. It's been in here. I actually got more reels than I have rods, so I have yet to cast this with this in here. But anyway, we get to the point. So move that out of the way. I have a blackhead remover here. The secret to getting this little clip out, the clip. Let's see, how do you get this thing to focus? There's a clip in there. Where is he at? Where's he at? You can see it. There she is. That square clip. When you take that out, when you take that clip out, this magnet, when you take that clip out, it's open up here. You want to put your finger over it. If you got any camera tips, man, let me know. This is my wife's camera. I'm not used to using this thing. So put your finger over it and then slowly just take it out like that. So once you get it out, see it's up on one side, it's still gonna pop. So be careful. And this is a lot easier with tweezers because you can physically grab it. And keep your finger over it, so if it does pop, you can just press down on it. Get the other side out. Boom. Your clip is out. So take your clip out. Where is it? It's hard to see it through the camera. Take your clip out. Boom. Make sure this little felt piece stays in. Let's put that bad boy back in there. And install your desired bearing. That's all it takes. Get your bearing, whichever one it may be. In this case, we got the CZB bushing. Slide it in there, push it all the way in. And a secret to get this up, you lick your finger. It'll stick to it every time. And stick that bad boy in there. Stick at the back of it in there, and just close one side. Close the other side. Boom. You replace the bearing in your Tatula. This video is kind of, I don't like that focus. I don't know what's going on with the focus. Autofocus was not winning today. All right. All right, so today we got a user request to swap out a bearing in the Daiwa Tatula series of reels. I got a lot of Tatulas when I was heavy in bass fishing. I kind of fell out of love with them after a while, just because my focus changed to saltwater, and I just really wasn't feeling bass fishing like I used to, like I ever thought I never thought I'd fall out of love with it, but I ended up did. But we're gonna talk about how to change this bearing out. This has two bearings. It's got one in the side plate and it's got one under the cap right here. To take this one off, you have to actually physically take off this. A lot of people get intimidated by taking this off, but there's enough videos on YouTube to get it back on. But the reason I personally swapped my bearings and how I got into it was I had a lot of regular type, non-Tatula type R's. First gen, the gray ones. This is the big Tatula. If you've been with in the Daiwa game for a little bit, this is the big one, because the CT came out and it is a good bit smaller than this one. So a lot of people said this one was too big. I liked it because I had big hands. I actually didn't like the CT. The CT would actually my hands are rather large. Is that fucking blurry still? Why the fuck is this shit not focusing? The CT would I would actually hit the line guide with my hands a lot. So I prefer the big Tatula. So the reason why I ended up with the big Tatulas, well, changing the bearings. The reason why I ended up changing the bearings because my big Tatulas, the old gray ones kind of sucked, and these always kind of outcasted and were a little bit smoother than those. And I was like, damn, why is this little Type R sticker so important? It was just upgraded components. So I said, you know what? I put them all on Facebook Market or Craigslist at the time. They was about to get gone. And I said, you know what? Let me just change the bearings. So I went in, did my research online, of course. Google makes everybody a genius. And I was going to get Bokehs. And I was like, man, these Bokehs ain't cheap. I'm trying to do like 5 reels. So I was like, On Instagram one day, Scott over at Spool High Speed Bearings pops up on my feed, gives them a shot. Rest was history. I got videos on them. Good products, but we got a surprise in here today. So getting to the point of the video, first thing you want to do, I use a penny most of the time. I use a penny. Unscrew this little screw on the side plate right here. Once you get that unscrewed, it'll pop out for you. Once it pops out, give it a little turn. You'll see it come down. And hold the spool with your finger and pop it out. So once it pops out, you'll see mine is a little different. I got the freaking Concept Z CZB bushing in there. It was just something I was playing around with one day. But you'll see you got your spring clip here. I've actually lost one of these and found it like 6 months later. This is actually a blackhead remover. I highly suggest you use what are those things called? Tweezers. This is just all I had laying around. My tweezers have grew legs and walked off. So for this particular reel, the Tatula, all you want to do is get your removal tool, whatever you're using, take one side of the spring clip out. Now notice when I did that, my finger was all the way over it because these things will fly. I got lucky that time and it popped out in one shot. So once you get that, just set it down and you can just tap this on the desk. It comes right out. As you can see, there's a little metal spacer and a little felt washer behind it. Make sure you don't lose that. I've never lost one. I'm sure it's there for a reason. So I'm gonna just kind of put that back in there and just push it back in. So you got that back in. You got the little brass spacer back in. Get your new bearing, whichever one you decide to use. I'm just gonna put this regular CZB back in here for demonstration purposes. Pop it back in there. Make sure it's all the way flush. Give it a nice push. Get your spring retainer. If you can't pick it up, because these things are kind of hard to pick up, lick your finger and you'll pick it up every time. So you drop that bad boy in there. Get one side in. You get one side in and just push the other side in, and it clicks. You're good to go. You got a nice. You can kind of tilt it and look. This one's kind of not in the groove, so I think. So I'm gonna just push it down a little bit and give it a little push. All right. All right. She's in there. So a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, well, that's half-assed. Maybe you should do the other side." You don't need to do this side. I bought them just because I thought you needed to do it. But a lot of reels out there, even my surf casting reels, this is just a bushing. You don't really need to have a bearing over here. The spool barely touches this, if it ever even really does. And I didn't believe it. It was as simple as I took the side plate off one day, and look, I still got a bushing. I got a plastic bushing in there right now. I don't know if that came with it or I did it, but there's a bushing in there now. And you can kind of see, let's zoom it in a little bit. Alright, so you can see I just got that plastic junk in there, but as you can see, as the spool turns, it's not touching it. So if you go and you buy these and they only sell you one bearing, they're not shorting you, or they did not know what they were talking about. It's just that you don't need to put one in here. So I hope this video helps somebody. You know, changing the ones on the Tatula is a start. You know, once you get into the upper end reels, the Zillions and some of the higher Lus and Abus that's got the spool, the bearing on the spool, you got to get the special tool, or you can hack it, or whatever you want to do with it. You know, that's what you can do. But as far as the Tatulas, this is what you got. All right, thank you for watching.